the famous sign. G'day and welcome back to Oceanside Adventures. On this episode, we travel along the Great Ocean Road, stopping at the Great Ocean Road sign, Apollo Bay, Port Campbell, Warrnambool, Port Fairy, and then over to the Victorian South Australian border. I have my mates Luke and Guy with me for this part of the trip, and we stayed at Torquay last night. So first up, nothing like a cold plunge to start the day. So you can't come to Torquay without going to all the surf outlet stores. You got Quicksilver, Billabong, Rip Curl, Oakley. They're all right here, right next to each other, plus all the others.
You're a waterfall, I'm a fire. No surprise we don't go together, but it took us a while before we figured it out. What a shame. I'm not asking you for closure, I just want it to be over. We don't need to break up if we were never aligned. Is that okay? I shouldn't be yours if it means changing who I am to get us through. You shouldn't be mine because you're you. I've had enough, yeah, I've had enough. Say you've had enough. We wanted love, but close is not enough. Say you've had enough. Yeah, I gave it time and you really tried, but you're sick and tired, baby, so am I. I've had enough, yeah, I've had enough. Say you've had enough. When I met you in the summer, then you weren't such a bummer, and I wasn't as critical as I am now. Oh, I wish we could hit rewind and be younger, when we thought this love would last longer. Only a time machine could save us now. I've had enough, yeah, I've had enough. Say you've had enough. We wanted love, but close is not enough. Say you've had enough.
Finally got to the famous sign, Great Ocean Road. The Great Ocean Road is 150 miles or 243 kilometres long and is a road that runs along the southeastern coast of Australia between the two Victorian towns of Torquay and Allansford. It was built by returning servicemen between the years of 1919 and 1932 as a legacy piece to their fallen comrades during World War I, and is often referred to as the world's largest war memorial. The GPS says you could do the drive in just over 4 hours, but I would recommend at least 4 or 5 days so you get to see everything without having to rush. Tonight we stayed at the Big 4 Apollo Bay, which is probably one of my favourites along the road. It had awesome facilities with a great view of the water.
Time and you really tried, but you're sick and tired, baby, so am I. I've had enough, yeah, I've had enough. Say you've had enough. I've had enough, say you've had enough. Yeah, I've had enough, say you've had enough.
This is our campsite for the night. Check it out. stickers are coming along nicely. People pay millions of dollars for views, and we're just paying 65 bucks for this one. Check this out. Not bad for 65 bucks. Running club.
I'm a drop in the ocean. Just
Running
a
club
face
this
in a
morning.
crowd waiting to be seen.
Hello,
Big
mate.
dreams set in motion. I wanna go where no one's ever been. I would climb the highest mountain. I would dive the deepest sea, just so I could make you feel what I feel. Aiming for the sky. Yeah, I really thought we'd make it. Got my head in the clouds, but I can see the world from up here. From up here, from up here. The world from up here. From up here, from up here. Can see the world from up here. Go ahead, call me crazy. I always see the good in everyone. Blue-eyed and naive, wow. Way up here, I can see the sun. I would climb the highest mountain. I would dive the deepest sea, just so I could make you feel what I feel. Aiming for the sky. Yeah, I really thought we'd make it. Got my head in the clouds, but I can see the world from up here. Yeah, I can see the world from up here. Yeah, I can see the world from up here. From up here, from up here. The world from up here. From up here, from up here. Can see the world from up here.
Just here at the Great Otway National Park, where all these trees are massive. Look how tall they are. Let's have a walk through here and check it out. The Redwoods Otways is a short 45-minute drive from Apollo Bay. You take a right turn off the Great Ocean Road and head north on a dirt road. You don't need a four-wheel drive to get there, and just be aware of the logging trucks as you'll probably pass a few on your way. The trees were planted in 1936 and have grown to over 60 metres or 200 feet tall. This is a pretty cool little spot. Nice little creek flowing through here. So after grabbing a couple of photos, we jumped back in the Hilux and hit the road again. We were pretty excited about our next destination, which was a short 2-hour drive away. Up here, just near the 12 Apostles, not too far away. This one's called the Wreck. This is the only place I can film because it's so busy. There's so many people here. But it has been pretty cool. But there's just busloads and cars and mini buses and everything. So many people just pulling up to check it out, which you can understand because it is pretty nice. I actually came to this spot and all these other spots up here about 12 years ago, 10 years ago maybe, and there was hardly any people. Like, you could just walk here, go up and get a photo, you didn't have to worry about anyone being around. But now I've never seen anything like this. It's so busy. Like, if you look over there, all those dots are all people. But it's still nice. The Great Ocean Road is also known as the Shipwreck Coast, with over 700 shipwreck vessels believed to be submerged in its waters. From this 700, it's been estimated that only 240 have been discovered. The 12 Apostles are named after the Apostles of Jesus, initially to attract more tourists. We made it, boys. We made it.
We made it. So good.
Check out that. The 12 Apostles are now 7 limestone stacks which are viewed by millions of people every year. The stacks were originally known as the Pinnacles and the Sow of Pigs. July 2005, a 50-metre tall stack collapsed, leaving 8 standing, and then in 2009 another collapsed, leaving only 7 remaining. Sadly, over the years, the number of stacks has dropped due to the continuous erosion of seawater and weather. Unfortunately, this erosion will continue and one day they will all disappear. Feels like you don't really achieve the Great Ocean Road until you come to this spot right here, the 12 Apostles, or however many is left. Not bad.
Yeah.
So it has been a while since I've been here, but this was definitely not here last time I came. down the bottom, obviously. Here at London Bridge. London Bridge was originally a natural archway and tunnel, which was a very impressive rock formation. In January of 1990, the rock formation unexpectedly collapsed, leaving 2 tourists stranded on the outer span. They were not injured, but had to be rescued by police helicopter. Another day, another footpath on the 12 Apostles Great Ocean Road route. Got another one down here. I don't know what it's called. What's this one? The grotto? The grotto. The grotto is essentially a sinkhole that is located less than 10 kilometres from Port Campbell. And it's definitely worth a look and is one of the last rock formations that sits at the end of the route. We spent the next couple of hours checking out the scenery with our friends who we met at Port Campbell the night beforehand. We grabbed a couple of photos and then made our way back up to the car park, which is only about 200 or 300 metres away. The next stop was the Bay of Islands Coastal Park, which is a 32-kilometre long coastal reserve which was very spectacular. This spot is known for its scenic lookouts, cliff-top walks and sunset photos. Day 2 of walking to different attractions. These walking tracks are on every place we go. This little guy wandered onto the road, stopping all the traffic. I radioed the area and made sure it was safe before I got out and helped this koala off the road. Within a minute or two, he or she ran off into the bushland and we headed off again. As cute as koalas are, they're still a wild animal and can be very unpredictable. I always made sure I kept my distance from this guy and ushered him off the road. Thanks again for watching. If you've got this far into the episode, hit those like and subscribe buttons and feel free to drop a comment and tell me your favourite spot along the Great Ocean Road. Next episode, we cross the Victorian and South Australian border and visit towns such as Mount Gambier, Robe, Victor Harbour and lots more. See you then, guys.
It's filming. Hello.
Yeah?
Yep. I didn't know if we could talk or not.
Why would you want to stay? No, that's not what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Great input.
And cut.
That's pretty cool.
I'll screenshot it later.
Oh, thank you. Are we all in it?
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You got it?
Full body shot. Yep, gotcha. Rolling and rolling. Oh, it's like a first-person shooter when they do the zoom out view of the character.
Yeah, right.
Do like a left turn or something to interest. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, this has been the only spot I can film because there's so many people. It's alright, I'll use music again, boys.
Where was the countdown?
Yeah, I forgot. Damn it.
Not wrong, eh? Fun pretend.
Yep, I'll just put music again, that's fine.
Remember what we spoke about?